So, since this is my first review, I don't really know what to do for this little intro bit, so let's just get into the review. SpongeBob, the famous little cartoon sponge that... Who doesn't know who SpongeBob is? Even if you've never watched the cartoon or films, there's a pretty good chance you've seen him in ads, magazines, hair care products, snacks, etc. Basically, SpongeBob is to Nickelodeon as Mickey Mouse is to Disney. They're the mascot of their respective company, and even though characters came before them, these characters are the most recognizable. And with that much popularity, it's obvious that we'd see a SpongeBob video game sooner or later, and there have been quite a few games based on him spanning multiple console generations. Today, we're going to have a look at SpongeBob SquarePants, creature from the Krusty Krab for the PlayStation 2. Let's do this! This game was released on the PlayStation 2, Game Boy Advance, DS, GameCube, and Wii, with versions for the PlayStation 3, PSP, Xbox, and Xbox 360 being planned, but eventually cancelled. I wonder why. The PS2, GameCube, and Wii versions were developed by Blitz Games, with the GBA and DS versions being developed by WayForward Technologies, the same people who made the Shantae games. But we're not talking about that version. The version we're playing today was developed by Blitz Games, who have made games like Frogger 2, Glover, Packworld 3, and more licensed games than you can shake a stick at. You know, I really don't get that expression. And when the game was released, every game reviewer website on the internet, apart from one or two, or most of them, came together, played the game, specifically the Wii version, and together said, meh, 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 meh. Now when it comes to this game, as with most SpongeBob games, apart from like 2, no one really seems to talk about it. It doesn't seem like it's very popular. When I looked up videos for this game on YouTube, I only found a couple that weren't Let's Plays. Now I remember playing this game when I was a lot younger, and I remember it being very fun, but it's been years since I last played it, and I barely remember anything about the game. So why don't we take a look at it and see if it holds up or if it's just another crappy licensed video game. So we begin the game and we get greeted by a cutscene.
Sleepy Bikini Bottom. The creatures of the sea are deep in slumber, their night brains exploring the mysterious world of dreams.
So far, things seem normal. Well, as normal as a game based on a show with a talking cleaning item can be. Wait, what?
Daddy-o, my bed is transmogrified into a lean, mean racing machine. Time to put the pedal to the metal, the rubber to the road, and the sponge to the street. Whoa!
Huh. Well, that's gonna haunt my nightmares.
There's only one word you can use to describe this, Dale. Yes, really cool.
So we start off with the racing section, for some reason, and it controls oddly. It's not broken, it just feels loose, yet stiff at the same time. I really don't know how else to describe it. Anyways, here all you have to do is drive around the track twice while collecting these weird ball cap looking things with Z's on them, hitting speed boosts and breaking through crates that do absolutely nothing. And that's it. No explanation for why we're racing, why we're collecting these weird Z coin things, why Bikini Bottom suddenly looks like a knockoff piece of Rob Zombie artwork. Nothing.
Oh yeah! SpongeBob triumphs! If only Mrs. Puff could see me now, she'd be so proud that I passed my test and went on to be a hot rod driver extraordinaire! Actually, come to think of it, I don't remember actually passing my test. Must have my license on me somewhere. Don't let me down, fans! My license. It's so shiny and so... Whoa! Look at that handsome sponge!
Coming through! Out of the way, pipsqueak!
After getting ran over by Plankton, SpongeBob's license flies out of his hands, and now we have to go get it.
Why? Why? Oh, cruel! See how you taunt this little yellow sponge!
I'm so torn up about this, as you can see by the huge smile on my face.
My license! No, it's too far away for me to reach! Curse you, underwater currents! You win again!
So we set off to get SpongeBob's license, and now we're platforming.
That's pretty neat.
SpongeBob has a small set of moves we can perform. We can slap. Hey, what did the hand say to the face? What? Slap. We can slam the ground. Kapow! We can ram, which is useful for traversing quickly. Ow! Ugh, I think I've gained my rampage. And finally, we can swing from anchors. Or you could do this. Feel my newly arm-based justice! Also, SpongeBob controls pretty smoothly while moving. Well, on the ground anyways. Moving in the air is a little awkward and sometimes the camera can be uncooperative, but besides that, it's pretty good. So we go along our merry way. I can't sing. So we go along our merry way, collecting these Z things, hopping over platforms, and avoiding easily dodged obstacles. Well, that seemed pointless. Finally, we got our license, and now it's off to the next race. What the fuck happened to Patrick?
Hey, SpongeBob! Let's see if you got what it takes to beat the great Piston Patrick!
I need an adult! So after that, and them, we head into the next race. The only differences between this race and the first one are that some stuff falls onto the track, there are 3 laps instead of 2, and Patrick starts dropping bombs that do absolutely nothing.
Checkpoint.
Oh, sorry, they slow you down a little. Sometimes. Also, it's impossible to lose this race, at least by accident. You're racing Patrick, but I put racing in quotation marks because you're not really racing him, he's just going around the track dropping inconsistent bombs, and no matter what, you'll win. There's also a timer in the corner, but it doesn't really matter as you pass these checkpoints that add 20 seconds to it, so you never have to worry about it. I didn't even notice it was there until I entered the 3rd lap. Also, this gauge in the corner is fucking pointless. It's pretty much just there to give any kids playing this game a false sense of speed. Oh, did I mention how fast you're supposed to be going? Actually, I don't need to. I'll let SpongeBob do it.
Faster, I say! Faster! Long live the Speed King! Look out, House! Here I come! Faster, I say! Faster! Must have more speed!
You know, the more you try and say how fast we're going, the more I notice we're not going that fast. So we finish the race, then we get ran over, or ran under, by Plankton again, this time destroying our bed car, which means we have to rebuild it. Damn it, Plankton, I was planning on taking a nap after that race, you evil bastard! SpongeBob? You alright? Do you need a doctor or, oh, no, wait, he's okay. False alarm, everyone, he's fine. So here we have to collect parts to rebuild our car. There are 3 main parts as well as smaller parts like fuel cans and tools. On your quest to get these, you'll encounter 2 types of enemies. Ones that only take 1 hit to kill, and ones with shields that you have to ram into to stun them so you can kill them. And trust me, I know that's how you take them out, because not only did I get an on-screen prompt explaining it, but Mrs. Puff, besides that, it's so important that she tells you this 3 times.
You should use your sponge lunge against big meanies like this. Stun him before going in for the knockout. Don't forget, you can stun him with your dash attack. Remember, you have to dash at him first.
Thanks, I think I get it. Okay, I've got every part I need. On to the 3rd race, where I do exactly what I did in the 2nd race. Seriously, nothing changes. Even the bombs, oh, sorry. Now their minds work the exact same. Inconsistencies and everything. Then Gary comes in and runs us over. Under. I'm still not sure which one. Now we have to collect nitro canisters. Get it? Because the snail's going faster than us? Also, I guess we're not collecting nitro canisters. We're collecting these things. I don't know what they are, or how exactly they'll make us go faster. Not even SpongeBob knows what they are.
Oh, one of these! These are very important.
But apparently we need 5 of them, so they must do something important.
Oh, one of these! These are very important.
Is anything going to happen? Oh, I had to wait. Okay. Race time! It's the exact same, except this time we get 5 boosts. Not 5 boosts in total, 5 boosts per lap. Just in case you want the easiest and shortest race ever to be even easier and shorter. And this time, instead of getting ran into, we get a cutscene.
Yeah, this car's awesome! I love to feel the wind in my pores! We're an unbeatable team, baby! We're number 1! We're number 1!
A moment of silence for SpongeBob. I said moment of silence! Time to move on to the second world, this time with the playable character being Patrick instead of SpongeBob.
No! 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 Huh? Whoa, that was a strange dream.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled static with this urgent news flash. Bikini Bottom is threatened by the dreaded Patrick. Who can save us now? Who?
The dreaded Patrick! This is a job for Starfish Man!
Out of everything in this game, this is the part I remember the most, so hopefully it's as good as I remember. Patrick controls pretty much identically to SpongeBob, except instead of noodle arms, we get this blowing move. Also, whenever he uses his main attack, his costume changes, which I'll admit is kinda funny. The first bit of this level is basically just a tutorial teaching you how to control Patrick and telling different mechanics in the level, so we'll just skip it. Also, I'm getting more of these Z things, but the game hasn't told me what they're for yet. Now we have to take down dreaded Patrick's posters that he's put up all over this part of town. Jesus, that's a lot of P's. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about him. He seems to be the main antagonist in this world, and he uses these posters to create more henchmen, which I'm still unsure how that works. But I have a question. Who exactly is dreaded Patrick? Is he like an evil clone / twin of Patrick? I mean, he looks and sounds like him.
Now the whole world trembles before my magnificent visage.
Even Patrick makes a comment about this.
The people of this street will no longer have to look at your ugly face. Hey, wait!
Those are pretty clone-y or twin-like characteristics. Or is his name just Patrick? I mean, we see other starfish here. They act and sound like Patrick.
Do you know that your supercharge will allow you to break through weak paper walls? Handy, huh?
Are they all Patrick? Is everyone here Patrick? Or is it just their name? It's pretty confusing, which is saying a lot because it's SpongeBob we're talking about. It's like we're in a dream or something. Getting back to the game, I take down all the posters, get turned around for a minute because everything in this world looks the same, blow some trees, realize that this game uses the single cycle speech animation technique, and then we get another phone call.
Hello, phone guy?
Don't make a Five Nights at Freddy's joke, don't make a Five Nights at Freddy's joke, don't make a Five Nights at— Damn it!
One more thing I need to tell you about. Every time you see one of these tabs, you will be able to pop up some useful stairs.
Huh. You'd think we would have noticed that earlier.
Wow, look at it go!
Now we have to get this man his clothes. Hooray for adventure. As he refuses to go anywhere in only his underwear.
Well, aren't you gonna thank me? Well, I don't see why I should. I'm still in peril. Well, but the train stopped. I know, but can't you see I'm naked? I'm not going anywhere without my clothes.
Why are you staying on the track? If you're embarrassed to be in only your underwear, why won't you find a place to hide so no one sees you? Staying on the track out in plain sight where everyone can see you seems like the opposite of what you'd want. Though I guess this place is barren of other people, or starfish, so it's not that big of a deal, I guess. 5 articles of clothing later. There you go. Now, go be another one of the background NPCs that serve no purpose. Also, I pushed a statue over, just in case you wanted to know. After that, dreaded Patrick challenges us, or as he puts it,
I dare you
to find a secret lair for a showdown. We accept, find the lair, and then we have to save the guy dreaded Patrick strapped to a rocket. To do so, we have to fight wave after wave of paper goons and dodge random junk falling from above in an elevator until we get to the top. Once we get there, with the heart of justice, Starfish Man rushes valiantly to the poor man's rescue or he could get knocked out. Our hero, ladies and gents.
I'm the good guy! I'm supposed to win!
On to Plankton's world.
No! Yeah! Oh! That was a bizarre dream. Oh well, back to the evil genius stuff. Where's that Krabby Patty crumb I managed to steal? I'll just zap it with my awesome enlargatron and hey, presto! Nothing can stop me now that I control the secret Krabby Patty recipe!
Wait, how do you get a full Krabby Patty from a single crumb? I mean, he enlarges it, not reverse engineers it, and even if he did, I don't think a crumb would have all the data needed to recreate a Krabby Patty. I'm really overthinking this, aren't I?
Aaron? When will it stop growing?
Projection. Critical growth stability will occur in a mass of 1.267 kilopatties.
But that's wrong! Too big! Why? How?
Now I guess the patty is alive, because why the hell not? And it wants to eat Plankton? I'm not sure exactly what it's trying to do, but it's chasing after us, and that's a bad thing. In case you haven't noticed, the game has shifted to a 2D side-scroller. Plankton can move, jump, and fire his despiculator.
It's just a freeze ray, dear.
I invented it, so I get to name it. And I name it the Despiculator.
To freeze things in his path. We can also collect these gears and blueprints along our way. Don't ask me what they do, as I have no idea. Alright, first level beaten. Now we move on to Metal Gear Solid. From here on out, not much changes, nor are there any progresses in the story really. It's just run away from the patty, stealth minigame, with the occasional button mashing spliced in. Hey, here's a question. What do these blueprints and gears do? I mean, I keep collecting them, mostly because it's hardwired into my brain to collect as many things as I can, especially if they're shiny, and I think they unlock the sleepy seed at the end of the level. Don't worry, I'll get to those in a bit. But I'm not sure if that's true or not. Also, still collecting these Z's. Still waiting for their purpose to be explained. Skipping to the end of the world, as honestly, nothing noteworthy happens, we get back to the... Wait, why did the chum bucket change locations? Now it's back to where it was before? Okay, say what you want about SpongeBob's continuity, or lack thereof, but major locations don't just move to random locations like that. Anyways, Plankton hides from the patty, doesn't follow the philosophy of you gloat, you lose.
I win! One of the advantages of Genius is that it provides me with an advantage should I become locked in a battle of wits with artificially enlarged foodstuffs. No patty will defeat the mighty mind of Plankton.
And we move on to the next world. Hey look, it's SpongeBob! And he's still falling. Huh. I guess we had a moment of silence for nothing.
Oh! That was a true nightmare! Luckily, I awake to find myself safe in my snug, warm... Hot rod! Who stole the floor? Woohoo!
Now we're skydiving, apparently. And the controls for this are so weird. It's like it has a one-to-one move it with your analog stick, but you don't have any momentum. I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone besides me, but that's the best way I can describe it. Here we have to avoid hitting things on the way down. For the most part, the obstacles are easy to dodge, but this section has an odd lack of depth perception, so you'll miss the Z's or hit something you didn't mean to. Does anyone else get that? I hope it's not just me. Well, at least this section is short, as soon we are eaten by an Alaskan bullworm.
Alaskan bullworm! I'm inside an Alaskan bullworm!
You know, SpongeBob, I'd be more inclined to believe that you're freaked out by this if your talking animation didn't make you constantly smile while doing a bunch of random movements.
It's horrible! It's slimy! It's surprisingly spacious. Hey, look! It's Old Man Jenkins! Old Man Jenkins, what are you doing here?
Howdy, SpongeBob. I was eating just like you. I've been here a few weeks now.
I can't live in here. It's moist and slimy. I absorb moist sliminess. I've got to get out of here.
Oh, then you'll need this. I've been building this here flying machine all by my lonesome. Only need to get a few more bits and then she's ready to go. If you help me, I'll give you a lift out of here.
Back to collecting stuff we go! But first we need to free the chief.
Thank you, young fellow. Those monsters have overrun our entire village.
Look, I got eaten by accident, and I'm trying to find stuff to fix a plane with.
I'll help you, but first you need to help me. My subjects have been kidnapped, including my pretty wife. She's a pretty ironing board.
And if I rescue her, you'll help me find plane building stuff?
I guess so, but first you'll have to get us back inside the village. I lost my key.
So to get the first plane part, we need to free this guy's subjects and... wife. Shouldn't be too hard, even with the frame rate dropping for no reason.
Here you go, big guy. I brought back your wife.
Take my wife.
Don't you want her to stay here?
No, it turns out she's not as pretty as I thought.
You mean I did all that for nothing? Well, I guess I saved an entire village of people, but still, you owe me.
No, seriously, you can take her.
Oh, you were being serious about that. Well, I'm not sure I should. First piece acquired.
Like my family.
On to the set. Oh, a minigame. Alrighty then. How does this game work? No, seriously, what do I do? I'm pressing every goddamn button and nothing's happening. Wait, I moved? How did I move? What the hell is going? I lost. Fuck. Let's just go and get the second part before I get a headache.
Good going, SpongeBob. That looks mighty functional, unlike my family. There's an inventor lives nearby. You should talk to him.
Well, you must be SpongeBob SquarePants. I'm sorry, but I can't help you at the moment. I've got troubles of my own. A creature stole my 3 jellyfish power cells. I hate those creatures. And just as I was about to activate my greatest invention.
I'd sure like to see that. How's about I go get those 3 power cells for you? Then will you help me find stuff for my plane?
Sounds like a good deal.
This part takes a while, so I'll just fast forward. Basically, all you need to know is that we got the 3 jellyfish power cells and opened a couple doors.
One? I've never been happier.
And what's even better, this one didn't zap me. Look, it's completely harmless.
Now you'll see the power of my greatest invention of all time ever. Watch in awe, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Ooh. What's it do?
It makes the perfect cup of tea!
Yes, science!
Oh! Can I have my plane part now?
Okay, this again. Oh, I rotate the analog sticks to move. That's dumb, and it's also very finicky. Whatever, I failed it again. Let's just get the final part we need.
That's a fine prop, SpongeBob. You done good.
Okay, thanks, old man Jenkins. Can we leave now and get out of this place? Huh?
Sorry, SpongeBob, it ain't that simple. Something's got this here worm belly all fired up. If someone was to find out why and sort it out... Oh, hello.
Oh, me? Yes. Never fear, SpongeBob to the rescue. Which way was it to the rescue again?
Towards, how should I put this delicately? The rear.
Apparently, there's this giant can of chili that's making the bullworm's stomach upset. First off, where the hell do you find a can of chili that big? Second off, are you sure it's the chili and not the giant metal can in its stomach? I mean, it's just the can. It's not even opened. Though then again, how would the bullworm be able to have all this inside of it but a can of chili makes it ill? Logic be damned, I guess. This level is basically more of the same. Kill enemies, collect Z's for seemingly no reason,
Etc., etc., etc.
I got it!
One last try with this minigame, I win. It feels unsatisfying. Let's just move on. Also, SpongeBob, you look dead.
Up in a worm! Away!
We're gonna make it! We're gonna make it!
Oh, Patrick, you're alive. I just assumed you died of lack of oxygen.
Nothing bad is happening. No worms, no patties. No, being strapped to a dumb space rocket traveling faster than the speed of thought.
Ugh, this rocket controls like crap. Remember what I said about the short skydiving section? Imagine that, but with about 100% more clutter on the screen, and lasting like 3 times longer. You're supposed to collect these fuel canisters so you don't crash, but there's still this lack of depth perception, so most of the time I miss the fuel and hit something else. It doesn't help that your space to move feels way too small, and with the rocket taking up a portion of the screen making it so you can't see what's in front of you, you'll lose fuel at a rapid rate. Thankfully, I didn't crash as I was somehow able to get enough fuel to stay flying until the end of the level.
Curse my stubby arms! I wish I could untie myself. Oh look, there I go!
That was easy.
These guys need my help!
Now we get another minigame, where this time we have to shoot colored asteroids corresponding to the PlayStation buttons. It's easy, it's just kind of tedious. Patrick's constant comments don't make it any better.
I'm the best rock shooter there is! I'm shooting all the rocks today! Catch you later, rocks! I think I found my true calling. Catch you later, rocks!
Actually, this happens a lot throughout the game. I suggest keeping the game on mute and turning on subtitles or turning down the dialogue volume. Neither of which I did because I forgot, and so I played through the entire game with the characters constantly talking. 2 more levels of the exact same thing as before, with the game starting to feel really repetitive at this point, when suddenly a UFO appears. Cue one of, if not the easiest boss fight I've ever faced in my life. We now return to Plankton, who is now small again, for some reason.
Phew! Another bad dream. Happily, all is normal. I'm fine. I'm in a great deal of trouble.
Good morning, Plankton.
Karen! No mistakes this time! Reroute power feeds B6 and K12.
Confirm. Please enjoy your new size.
The power! The absolute power! Now let's see if I can cause some good old-fashioned mayhem.
Him moving slower than molasses aside, Plankton controls differently from before. Again. You know, I'm starting to notice this game loves its new control schemes. He can punch, stomp, shoot an atomic I-beam, that takes way too long to recharge, might I add, and he can roar with the use of a megaphone. This world consists of Plankton going around destroying Bikini Bottom and taking down signs in pursuit of the giant Krabby Patty from earlier, all with the style reminiscent of old monster films that came out way before I was born. Speaking of the giant Krabby Patty, we chase it into a building, to which Plankton does not hesitate to punch it down. You know, Plankton, I get that you're obsessed with the Krabby Patty secret formula, and this patty is your key to it, but is it really worth killing all the people that are in this building to get to it? Well, apparently it is. Actually, we seem to kill a lot of people in this level. Jesus, I'd hate to see what he'd do for a Klondike bar. This world continues the trend of lasting way too long with pretty much nothing changing. You don't get any new powers or more health, enemies don't become harder, it's just not fun rampaging with occasional sign replacing, power station powering, and building smashing. Also, you get to deface Mount Fishmore.
Interrupt this review for a question by the reviewer.
Before I move on to the next world, as really nothing else happens in this one, I'd like to ask you something. We are 6 worlds in out of 8 according to the back of the game case, and have you noticed a certain lack of something in Creature from the Krusty Krab? The freaking Krusty Krab! Why is the game named after this location if the location hasn't even made an appearance? It doesn't make any sense.
We now return to our regularly scheduled rambling, review.
Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Hey, is that Plankton?
Who's the patty now, Krabby Daddy?
Hey, Plankton, there's something different about you. New haircut? Wow, look out!
That's my Krabby Patty, you porous pest! Give it back!
Great, more flying. And guess what? It's just as terrible as before. Nothing really happens here, so I'm just gonna skip this world entirely. Oh my god, all 3 of the stories are coming together?
Must be a panic reflex, I guess. Yep, panic. Panic? Panic! I'm panicking! Panic button!
That was easy.
Wow, Plankton got big! And he's got SpongeBob! Oh no! What am I gonna do? Think! Nope, no thoughts today. Mermaid Man!
Wait, what?
What's all the noise? I'm trying to nap.
Oh my god, his voice is terrible.
I'm Starfish Man! Can we team up? Can we?
So now we've returned to playing as Starfish Man. Finally, controls that aren't clunky or awful. The only difference in the gameplay is that the camera is at a fixed angle now, which I feel is better as before the camera was a pain to control. Here, we run along the rooftops fighting off hordes of Plankton's army?
Give up, Starfish Man! The Plankton army is unstoppable!
Alright. When did he get an army?
Leave him alone, Plankton!
Wait, I thought Plankton captured SpongeBob. Did he let him go or something? Why aren't things being explained? Explain yourself, goddammit! As we take out his goons, Plankton starts throwing cars at us. Obviously, this backfires as he hits himself with one. Then we move on to a different building, where as we take out Plankton's goons, the green gas surrounding this button gets lifted. When we press it, a satellite dish comes out, and we have to hit his finger so he'll get mad and fire his atomic beam at us, which the satellite will redirect back at him. We then continue to do this 3 more times. Okay, once I get, maybe even twice, but 4 times? Why doesn't he stop? He knows he's hitting himself, he even acknowledges it.
I never learn, do I?
Man, for an evil genius, you're a dumbass.
Perhaps it's time for me to execute a new strategy.
Here we have to blow these fans to activate lights to call in helicopters to help us deal with giant plankton. That's about it. As we defeat his henchmen, we have to get Plankton to destroy the covers on these buttons as they control the cranes. I thought we had to try and get Plankton to fall off the building, Stay Puft and Ghostbusters the video game style, but he just climbs down himself to do stuff. Then later he just pushes himself off, so I don't know exactly what purpose this serves. Also, the cranes explode after you use them, because... On to the final level in the world, which I believe is the final level in the game, and if it's not, we must be getting close to the end. This all seems climatic-y. I mean, you've got the game's 3 main characters in the same scene, and the whole giant Plankton battle makes it seem like he's the final boss, so I don't know how else you'd end the game.
This is the Shrinkifier Ray. Trouble is, it keeps disappearing down these hatches. It's mighty annoying.
I don't think pointing out the flaws in your game undoes them. It just tells us that you are aware of the problem and decide not to fix it.
Did you see? I hid and was protected.
So we miss Plankton 3 times because he keeps dodging, and instead of doing the smart thing and dodging the beam from the last usable Shrinkifier, he just stands there like an idiot, accepting his easily avoided fate.
Did I win?
Alright, we made it to the final level, Hypnotic Highway. Now as you can see, we can only play as SpongeBob. Well, remember those pink and green things I kept picking up throughout the game? Well, those were sleepy seeds. In order to play as Patrick or Plankton, we needed to collect all of their respective sleepy seeds. And seeing as I did not get them all, I can only play as SpongeBob. I'd rather play as Plankton, but at the same time, I don't really want to go back and collect all the sleepy seeds, so let's just stick with SpongeBob.
And you say that you have been experiencing dreams, Dreams that are vivid and peculiar?
Yes, that is exactly it!
So apparently this entire game was a dream in the minds of our main characters, which actually explains a lot of things. Except for the chum bucket location thing. That's still weird. Also, don't ask me how their dreams are connected because I have no idea. Maybe they bought a dream hard drive for their imaginary PS2s with all these dumb Z coins I've been collecting.
May I ask, what were you eating before you fell asleep?
Krabby Patty, I guess.
I love Krabby Patties!
I too indulged in a crumb, a mere morsel, mind you, of succulent Krabby Patty.
It turns out the reason they had such weird dreams is because they all ate Krabby Patties before going to bed. And how does this weird doctor guy know this?
Is it not obvious?
I am that Krabby Patty.
Oh, so that's why it's called Creature from the Krusty Krab, because the cause of all this was the Krabby Patty, which comes from the Krusty Krab. That's really fucking dumb. SpongeBob and Plankton realize that the only way to wake up from this dream is to chase down the patty. Naturally, Patrick is slow to the draw.
Wait a minute. That guy wasn't a guy at all. Oh! He was the Krabby Patty!
Here it is, the final race in the game, which for some reason controls better than the other races we had in the beginning. The winner,
which will be whichever character you pick because there's no way to actually lose the race against the other characters,
will get to eat the Krabby Patty and wake up, while the others stay trapped inside their dreams, I guess. Despite having to put up with subpar controls, collecting Z's for no reasons, the characters constantly arguing about whose dream this is.
What's it like being in my dream, Patrick? I bet it's pretty cool.
Oh, don't be silly, Dream SpongeBob. It's my dream, not yours.
And the annoyance of having to navigate a track where everything looks the same, I won. After dying a couple times, of course, but still, I won nonetheless.
Hey! I guess this was a dream after all.
I've done it. I've reached the end of the game. Now let's see what the ending has in store for us.
We want Krabby Patties!
Yeah, where's our food?
Stand aside.
said without relish.
One Krabby Patty, no relish, coming right up. Why is everybody staring at me? Have I always had this shell?
So apparently this was all Gary's dream? That's bizarre. After that, the credits roll, and when they're done, we get another cutscene of Gary taking a walk and seeing the characters doing stuff that reminds him of his dream. Like SpongeBob pretending to drive to work, Patrick riding on some kind of rocket ride, and Plankton knocking over boxes looking for his Krabby Patty crumb.
Where is it? I can't believe I've lost my single Krabby Patty crumb! After all of these years of scheming and plotting, only to be thwarted! Oh, here it is.
When Gary gets home, SpongeBob says he's got a treat for him, which is a Krabby Patty, but that he shouldn't eat before bed because it could give him nightmares. Then they do this. Finally, it ends with Gary falling asleep as SpongeBob uses the patty as a puppet, slowly losing the last remaining scraps of his sanity. And then this happens. After you beat the game, you can really only do one of two things. You can mess around with cheat codes, which I mean that can be fun. Most of the cheat codes just unlock cosmetic things like changing the color of certain things, unlocking new costumes, stuff like that. But some can change the gameplay, like getting rid of the timer in the racing stages, making so you don't run out of fuel in the flying stages, stuff like that. Actually, come to think of it, I don't think you even need to beat the game to input the cheat codes. Does that mean you could input the cheats before you even play the game, making it even easier than it already is? If so, that's a huge oversight. But anyways, the second thing you could do is replay the stages to get more Z coins and collect all the sleepy seeds, which I don't really want to do. Oh yeah, speaking of the Z coins, I finally found out what you're supposed to do with them. There's a shop in the main menu, but I don't remember the game ever telling me this. The only reason I found out about it is because I was so confused on what their purpose was that I actually went and looked in the manual. There's not really much to say about the shop. I mean, it's not even really a shop, it's just, hey, press X and SpongeBob presses a button and you'll get stuff. The stuff can range from cheat codes to concept art, which I have no idea where to find it. I seriously spent 5 goddamn minutes looking for a place to look at the concept art, but I couldn't find anywhere. Where the hell do I go? This is really infuriating! So that was SpongeBob SquarePants, creature from the Krusty Krab for PS2. And honestly, it's not as good as I remember. This game has a ton of problems, from the minor like the animations and pointless minigames, to the really annoying like the constant blabbering from the characters and the horrible controls in some parts. Worlds in this game go on for far too long, with the worlds towards the end of the game feeling pointlessly long to the point where it feels like it's padding. The continuity in this game is screwed up too. I know it's SpongeBob where continuity basically doesn't exist, and that the game was a dream caused from eating Krabby Patty and food-induced dreams can be weird, but even so, some of these errors are very apparent. Not to mention the frequent control scheme changes. I counted 5 different times the controls changes. Hell, that number jumps to 9 if you count the minigames. There were also a lot of gameplay mechanics that were just forgotten, like having to press the buttons multiple times, freezing stuff, etc. To me, it feels like the developers had a ton of ideas, so they stuffed them all into the game without stopping to think, hey, this is enough, let's work with what we have. Also, for a SpongeBob game, it has a surprising lack of humor. I mean, yeah, there were some funny parts in it.
Hello, Starfish Man here. Who's calling, please? It's me, Starfish Man. I'm the only one who ever calls.
But a lot of the time, the jokes they tried to put in it weren't funny or were ruined by dull animations and or imprecise timing.
I can live on that nice soft Alaskan bullworm!
That or they just repeated the line so much that they got annoying. The music in the game is pretty hit and miss. There are definitely some good tracks. But for the most part, it's unmemorable. And I have heard that stupid goddamn opening main menu theme so many times while working on this video that I swear to God if I hear it one more time, I'm going to strangle someone. And finally, the game isn't challenging in the slightest. There aren't many types of enemies, and most of them go down in 1 or 2 hits without anything needed. These checkpoints are very frequent, and when you pass them, they restore all your health. Yeah, I died a couple times, but that was because they had a clusterfuck of things on screen or because they threw a ton of enemies at me and I didn't pay attention to my health. This game isn't good. It's not awful, and there are certainly worse licensed video games out there, but still not good. It has so many glaring issues, and with its constant changes in gameplay, repetitive dialogue, and long worlds that become boring to play, makes it a chore to beat, and I'm honestly unsure how it kept my attention long enough for me to beat it when I was younger. I'd say get it if you're an avid SpongeBob fan and you just want to complete your collection of SpongeBob video games. That if you're a PlayStation 2 / Game Boy Advance / DS / GameCube / Wii game collector and you just want to expand your collection. But other than those two things, I wouldn't recommend it. Well, now that that's out of the way, I should start playing for the next review. I'm thinking something psychokinetic. But we'll get to that in the next video. I'm Ghost Ion, and I'll see you in the next review.